Hello again. Yes, welcome. It's been a little while. I'm really sorry. It's been mental, as you might have seen online. Of course, I was in America for E3 conference. So yeah, E3, if you don't know, is like one of the biggest sort of gaming conferences. So like obviously all the next gen consoles were announced, so it's quite exciting. For my main job, which is SBTV Games and Gadgets, the YouTube channel that I sort of co-run and sort of host on, we got taken out by Microsoft, which was quite good. So it was all rather fancy schmancy. Like you flew out there, stayed in a lovely hotel. I can give you a little tour of my hotel room. It's very nice. W Hotel, lovely, lovely. Yeah, as you can see, it's like suites. There's a little lounge, little bathroom area. You can see basically the horrendous amount of makeup that I take with me because I sort of do it myself whilst I'm there, which is fun. And just a really messy bed and cupboard, of course, obviously. First up, I got to take my boss, my CEO of SBTV, Mr. Jamal Edwards, with us as well, because he's like a big gamer and has never been to E3 before, so we thought it'd be a really great idea to take him out so we can kind of see firsthand just how big the Americans do it. Are you excited, Jay?
Yeah, man.
He's so excited, he's linking in. Yeah, which was cool. I think he was a little bit overwhelmed at how large it was, and there were a lot of people. So we went to see the Xbox reveal, obviously, which was fun, very green, obviously. Lots of really swanky cars for Forza 5, which was quite exciting. Yeah, that the McLaren P1, which is it's a very sexy car. Apparently there's only like 2 in the world, and they're disturbingly expensive. They're actually kind of okay. They had them outside for a little bit of E3 and we sort of sat in them and it was fine. And then we went to the actual Forza party one night and they had like loads of all these different cars, and I kind of walked around, as you can see, like looking at all these different cars, which were all really lovely. But they had like the most sternest security ever. And I just wanted to kind of go up and sort of stand near some of them, like have my photo taken, that kind of thing. And the one right outside the venue I sort of took a step towards, and literally these 3 guys were like, "Argh!" like coming at me, going, I was like, I'm not going to touch the car. God. It was actually quite frightening. I just didn't stand near any of the cars at all, no. So we went to the EA conference. So then that's obviously like an absolute shed load. They spent a fortune on lights, it seemed like. Most of the EA money goes towards lighting these things. I mean, that must have cost a fortune. There was like a bajillion of them. They wheeled out Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad for the new Need for Speed thing. He did look like he was slightly there under duress, because obviously he's in the film, which is great. Obviously he's an actor, that's what he wants to do. I don't know where they're standing up and just going, woo, cars on the stage is all that fun. But it was cool having Jamal out there. I think he was pretty impressed by the sort of scale of E3. I mean, I think everyone kind of is. It did feel a bit like it's supposed to be a trade show, right? So it's just kind of like retail and press. It was very Gamescom-y. There were a lot of people who were basically queuing up for like 2.5 hours to see a game. And I don't begrudge anyone going who, you know, wants to see games or whatever. But if you have the time in your day at E3 to queue up for 2.5 hours to see a game, then you're not working. You're not working properly, because we certainly wouldn't have time to queue up for 2.5 hours. That's why you like make appointments and you go down and you can kind of circumvent the queues, because, you know, you got to film stuff, you got to do stuff. I don't begrudge anyone trying to blag their way in. It's totally what I'd do. It's sort of one of those things that maybe they need to kind of do like a press only couple of days, so we could just, because it was just the sheer amount of people getting from one place to the other. You just couldn't kind of cut through, and you were grouchy and jet laggy, and you get out of the way, you're just here for free stuff. I need to talk to Shinji Mikami, get out of my way, you know, that kind of thing. I was kind of grumpy. Yeah. By day 3 I was fine, actually. I'd kind of hit a stride. But yeah, up until then I was just kind of pretty moody without coffee. Oh, the jet lag. Because we only really went out just sort of the afternoon before the conferences. So like our first day in Los Angeles was basically sitting in darkened rooms and taking notes, which is like being at school, really. So I was just like, oh, wake up. Possibly the worst thing that happened at E3, I have to say, was on day 2. No, or was on the first day of the main actual on the floor, when we went on the floor, and we waited for ages to get this massive, bought a huge pizza because we were starving, and we waited ages, and I was kind of sitting on this beanbag, and the other SB guys were kind of sitting on chairs, and they just put this pizza on me, although I did like someone's comment online, which was I look like a really crappy Iron Man. I can actually see that now. And then like Jamal had like taken kind of like a piece of pizza, and then I basically sat up and the whole pizza fell on the floor, and the whole of the media room at E3 was just like, oh. I was like, oh. I was like, you know what, that's it. I'm done with E3. This is the last straw. It wasn't really that bad. I was just grouchy and tired from jet lag. I did, in conclusion, have some good times, obviously. Got to meet Shinji Mikami for The Evil Within. Got to chat to him about whether he felt guilty about basically just frightening the crap out of people. To which he replied no. I also got to meet Nolan North. That was pretty awesome. What a legend. I thoroughly enjoyed my chat with him. It went a bit weird because we're both a bit too hyperactive, a little bit. And he did an impression of me. It wasn't all that favourable, let's be honest. But it was Nolan North. It's probably worth a fortune, right? It's like getting a signature. And we pretty much ended our conversation talking about having a knife fight. I'm not even joking. It was a really weird conversation. All of this kind of stuff you can actually see. I can't show you everything on the vlogs because obviously it's for my job, which is SBTV Games and Gadgets. So we're going to be putting all of these things up there soon, really. I don't really know. I'm still really tired. I was hosting the Metal Hammer Golden Gods literally like the day after I came back, so I'm playing catch up sleep-wise. And then there was like a mouse in my room that was making noise and just all manner of things keeping me jet lagged. So yes, it's I'm still a bit wired. Just I need to sleep really properly tonight, or I am going to go insane. But I will show you some of the stuff from the Golden Gods maybe next week. I can't think straight at the moment. I'm really sorry, but I managed E3 without drinking. Everyone was asking me if I was finding it difficult. It's actually not so bad. I wouldn't have really drunk anyway during the week because the actual conferences and like being on the show floor is so hectic and insane, and you're up late and you're doing things. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it with a hangover anyway. The only thing I missed was kind of the last night of E3. Everyone kind of goes out on the Raz, and I didn't do that. I just ended up coming back and being like, room service, and then fell asleep. I did also get to be on a giant Zelda ship, which was no less than incredible. Apparently they're auctioning it off, but in the region of like 40 grand, which is clearly £39,995 more than I could afford to pay for it. They should just give it to me because I would rock that. I'd put a motor in it and like drive it around. I'm even joking. I'd totally do that. Still not drinking. I'm so close to being 6 months. So close. I know I've got to catch up on some vlogs and give you some that I've missed out as I've been away, so I'm going to try and catch up on a little bit of them. But yeah, don't forget to hit subscribe. Join me again on this journey. Facebook, Twitter. Yeah. I'm too jet lagged. You know, I've fallen asleep 3 times in 3 separate places today. On a train platform, and sitting on a floor of a room where we were finding out about new making technology. I could literally just fall asleep now. I'm not even joking. I could do that right now. I've had so many coffees and it just doesn't do anything.